Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Imagine having a child and sending that child to school, but instead of receiving an education and learning life skills needed for adulthood, it was instead receiving political indoctrination and constant gender brainwashing, but not in a single lesson that you could object to and tell your child not to attend. But instead, this indoctrination is occurring at every single opportunity, in every single lesson, regardless of the subject. It is like a cancer, and it's caused by the Marxist government of Wales. They call themselves socialists, but they are so far to the left. And parents of Wales have no options. They are breaking the law if they object. Until now, perhaps, because there is a court case going on that may change this and give the people of Wales a say over what their children learn and what politics should be indoctrinated into them. Let's look at this article. Now, we'll say before I start that this sort of political indoctrination is exclusively in Wales, but that's only at the moment. You know, things like this are like cancer and they spread and metastasise. So I wouldn't be surprised if this hits Scotland in the next 12 months and England within the next 3 years. It is an awful thing. They're removing rights. They're removing the freedom of parents to educate their children in a way they see fit. And they're removing the right of parents to teach their children their morals, their standards. It's wrong on every level, but we're going to get into this. Parents accuse the Welsh Government of totalitarianism. Well, they're Marxists, so what do you expect? In a High Court fight over gender identity and sex education for children as young as 3. The 2-day legal challenge was brought by the Public Child Protection Wales. Public Child Protection Wales wants the new curriculum to be overturned. The curriculum aims to embed gender and sex themes into everyday classes. Mr. Justice Stein heard the case in Cardiff and has reserved judgment. Now, when you are taking children as young as 3 and forcing on them at every single opportunity knowledge of gender, knowledge of sex, that is grooming. The Welsh Government are grooming children, but of course they are. Socialists again, they like children. They like to push their cancerous beliefs into children. And again, it's pushing this acceptance of transgenderism, for example, into children. Again, the obsession with children. And the chief groomer, Drakeford, is sitting there grooming all the children of Wales, getting them ready for when the Welsh admit that they're going to allow men free and public access into women's spaces, as they're doing in Scotland, because again, this is a cancer. It changes, metastasises and spreads. And so they're just preparing these children to experience the joy of seeing a grown man undress in front of them. What is wrong with these sick people? Whose business is it of theirs to tell children how to think, what to think about gender, what to think about sex? This is the job of the parents, not the job of all these perverts in the Welsh Government. Every single one of them is, again, dedicated to corruption of children. These people are sick, every single one of them. If you're Welsh and your children go to school, this is why you need to fight this. And you need to look at how you're voting. If you're voting for the likes of Welsh Labour and Plaid Cymru, you're voting for your children to have this forced on them. It is sickening. Anyway, I'm going to get into it here. The Welsh Government has been accused of totalitarianism by parents after they underwent a 2-day battle in the High Court to excuse their children from gender identity and sex education lessons. The new curriculum, launched in Wales in September, seeks to embed sex and gender themes into day-to-day classes with no opt-out for parents. Public Child Protection Wales brought the legal challenge against the curriculum before Mrs. Justice Stein at the Civil Justice Centre in Cardiff after they launched a judicial review in May. The group are seeking to overturn the new curriculum, which they said is inappropriate for primary aged children. It's inappropriate for everyone. Nobody should be forcing political thoughts onto any child. It's immoral and wrong, and especially ones that are designed to encourage sexuality, to encourage the acceptance of mental illness, to encourage the acceptance of other people's delusions that they might one day be women, and they never will be. But every single time this leads to children. It's children, children, children with these people. They're obsessed with it, and we all know why. Because every single one of them is a P. They've argued that children as young as 3 will be taught about sensitive and arguably inappropriate topics, including gender ideology, and said that the sex education lessons amount to indoctrination by the government. It's grooming. It's not even indoctrination. It is actual outright grooming. These people are child groomers. But lawyers for the Labour-run government, of course it is, told the High Court that the curriculum should be taught in school so children as young as 3 can learn empathy with different people. Yeah, because we've never had empathy ever before without introducing sex into a 3-year-old's curriculum. These people are sick. And as they have said that the group's claims were incorrect and lessons would be age appropriate. That smells of bullshit, because you know that they're going to be pushing this at every opportunity because they do. They cannot help themselves. Up to 300 protesters from Public Child Protection who say the new curriculum is inappropriate for primary-age children yesterday mounted a demonstration against the new Relationships and Sex Education Code outside the High Court hearing. One banner held at protest said, "Protect kids from woke agenda, allow sex education parental opt-out." And a mother who asked not to be named said they have given no details of what the lessons entail, only that sex and gender issues will be part of everyday lessons. What they're saying is, we're going to teach it. You're not allowed to have a say on what your children learn about sex and relationships. We are going to tell them, we are going to indoctrinate your children. And we're not going to tell you what we're going to tell them. It's a secret. Why are they having secrets from parents? They're going to talk to children about sex and keep it a secret from the parents. And I'm going to go, they're fucking P's. Every single one of them is a P. These people are grooming children. Hey kids, I'll tell you all about this, but shh, don't tell your parents. Yeah, we know exactly what you are. Every Labour politician in Wales is a P. And if they voted for this, they should be on a fucking register. As parents, she went on to say, as parents, we have rights to know what our children are being taught, and we should be allowed to say no if we don't think it's appropriate. And we've been told the lessons will be developmentally appropriate, but we don't know we don't know how to judge that. One teacher might think teaching 3-year-olds about S is appropriate, and we can't stop them. No, you can't, because the Labour government in Wales doesn't want you to stop, because they only interested in children. Children all the way with these leftists and these trans pushers and the fellow travellers. It's all about getting the P into LGB. I tell you, they are sickening. They sicken me, and I'm getting angry about it. Jonathan Moffat, KC, representing the Welsh Government, said transgender things were important to give children a pluralistic worldview. 0.01%. Tiny minority. You don't push it to 3-year-olds, you groomers. In real life society, there are people who identify as a gender that is different from their biological sex. Yeah, they're called delusional, mentally ill people. And in real life, there are people who self-identify as the TQ element of the LGBTQ. Yeah, they're all P's. Get rid of all those letters and just put the letter P there, because that's what they are. It says, these people exist. That is not controverted by claimants, and it cannot be. It is an incontrovertible fact. Yes, but you don't tell 3-year-olds about it. You don't hide secrets from parents, and you don't keep a secret from the parent what you're teaching that child, because that is grooming. It is sickening. Perhaps in school, perhaps outside of school, perhaps when they enter into a workplace, there might be people who are different to them. Well, for a start, it's different from them. You can't even speak English. He said that lessons would help children use empathy and respect when they do meet them. Because until now, in the entire history of human beings, there's been no empathy and respect until you can deal with trans people. That's the only time you learn empathy and respect. I'm so angry about this. However, in written arguments, Paul Diamond, representing the claimants, said the legal challenge centred on the whole school approach of the new curriculum, and it was not subject to any rights of parental excusal. Actually, there is a way. You pull your children out. Every child in Wales should be pulled from school and kept out of school until they reduce this and get rid of it out of the schools. It's the only way. Mr. Diamond said the claimants were 5 parents, 4 mothers and 1 father, with children ranging in age from 9 to teenagers. Some of the children attended state schools, while others have been removed due to concerns about the curriculum. Well done to those who've removed. Mr. Diamond also told the hearing that the RSE code was the most extreme and unbalanced documents there could be. He said when parents send their children to school, they don't expect to have psychosexual theories and plus issues taught from the age of 3. This is the most comprehensive change in school environment, and it places its entire focus on one issue, that of LGBTQ+. He added there's very little doubt that many teachers have great reservations about that. Any parent, any normal person should be arguing against this. But these people aren't arguing. These people want it because all they think about all day, 24 hours a day, is children and how they can get their hands on them. They are sick mothers. I'm coming up. Parents of Wales, you need to start asking some very deep and probing questions of your MPs, your councillors, and most of all, the teachers and head of your school. Why are they teaching your children this at all? It's not their job. Why are they obsessed with keeping it a secret? Why are they obsessed with your children? Their job is to teach your children on the topics concerned. Your job is to instill in them the ethics and morals that makes them a rounded human being. There is a division here. It is not up to a school to hide the matters of sexual nature with which it's discussing from parents. Why are they aiding the grooming of children? Find out these answers. Change schools. Send them to a different school or send them to no school. Educate them at home. Teach the schools who's in charge of your children. It's not them. And then ask yourself why this Welsh Government, this socialist government, is again so obsessed with pushing this trans agenda down the throats of children as young as 3. There's only one explanation. One. And that is that they're all peas. Every single one of them. Thank you for listening. I'm finishing now. This is sickening me. But if you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment. Please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, protect your children, and goodbye.